Billions spent, decades of research, thousands of failed trials. And somehow, Big Pharma never thought to look in the kitchen. Meanwhile, what you just saw takes 9 seconds, costs pennies. Now I know what you're thinking. Butter? Really? As strange as it sounds, yes. According to researchers at Johns Hopkins, it can be the most powerful thing you do for your brain all day. It's already helped over 30,233 people remember things they thought were going for good. People who thought nothing would work, including my own mother. She failed the clock memory test. Today, she draws it perfectly. And I truly believe it can do the same for you and yours. Hi, I'm John Harper, brain health researcher and neuroscientist. And in just a moment, you're going to meet everyday women and men who were struggling with memory slips, brain fog, and in some cases, failing fast, until they stumbled across something strange, a 9-second forbidden fat ritual inspired by remote Himalayan villages where memory loss is almost unheard of. Turns out your memory cells didn't disappear, they're just starving. And this is exactly what feeds them. Best part, this delicious brain health ritual takes just seconds, and it's backed by breakthrough new research from Johns Hopkins, Harvard, and Stanford to boot. It's already helped thousands eliminate the fog, end the blanks, and bring back memories they thought were gone forever, leaving family, friends, and their doctors stunned. Like Connie, who told us, "My biggest fear was becoming a burden to my kids. That worry is just gone now. I'm not stopping mid-sentence like I used to. I'm not walking into rooms and standing there wondering why. No lost keys. The other day, my daughter told me, 'Mom, your memory is better than mine right now.'" Or Marianne, who told us, "My husband was disappearing. TV all day, couldn't remember what we talked about an hour ago. 6 weeks later, he's fixing things, cracking jokes, remembering everything. The most unusual part, his hearing seems sharper. No more turning up the TV volume full blast. I still can't get over it." I could go on and on. I get messages like these every day, and in a moment, I'll show you how to do it at home right now. I guarantee you've never seen anything like this. No useless brain puzzles, no junk supplements, no crazy health food diet. It takes just 9 seconds to do. So stay with me. This could help keep you feeling like you for years. But before I show you exactly how it works, tell me if any of this sounds familiar. You're the type of person others have counted on your whole life, caring, dependable, always there, but lately you've noticed something. It's taking a little more effort than it used to. A missing name here, a blank word there, missed appointments, lost keys, that foggy feeling that sets in by noon. And late at night, that worry creeps in. What if this is more than just getting older? You're the last person who wants to become a burden. Well, I want to be the first to tell you it's not dementia. It's not even a required part of aging. Johns Hopkins just proved it. Here's what's actually happening. You know that feeling when a word is right there, but just won't come? What scientists found is the words aren't missing. There's just a growing delay. An extra split second between hearing it, thinking it, and speaking it. What I call brain lag. And here's why that's actually good news. It's caused by this, your hippocampus. Starve it, and the signal slows to a crawl. Feed it the one thing it's been missing, and it's happy, sharp, and strong. Even better, that same lag affects your hearing. It's why 79% with memory decline also struggle to follow conversations. Not because their ears stopped working, because the signal isn't getting through fast enough. The forbidden fat ritual helps bring that lag back to normal, fortifying the pathways behind memory, hearing, and much more. Hearing aids, some people have canceled their appointments. Imagine, brain fog suddenly clear, conversations in noisy restaurants sounding crisp, forgotten names and faces recalled in a flash, old memories from 20, 30, even 40 years ago rushing back. You remember exactly when it happened, what happened, and who you were with, rattling off Christmas memories from decades ago like they happened last week. I know this sounds astonishing, and if I hadn't seen it bring back my own mother, I'm not sure I would have believed it myself. The pharmaceutical industry made $1.6 trillion last year, and powerful insiders are doing everything to keep this new information hidden. 9 seconds, pennies on the dollar, a clear mind, sharp memory, crisp hearing. Just like my mother and thousands like her. Now, as I said, my name is John Harper, brain health researcher, 12 years. And this is my mom, Nancy Ann Harper. Beautiful then, even more beautiful now. But Mom's real gift was always her mind, sharp, quick, unshakable. She raised me on her own, told me I could do anything. And whatever I've achieved, I owe to her. Because of Mom, I put myself through school, working nights in a warehouse. Then I built a career studying the thing that terrified me most, losing the people we love to their own minds. Over the past 12 years, I've worked alongside leading neurologists, cognitive researchers, and brain health specialists around the world. My writing has been seen across major media. I'm even the subject of an upcoming documentary on the global dementia crisis. But none of that is the reason you should listen to me today. This is personal. My grandfather died of dementia. I saw what it did to him, how he'd look right at me and somehow wasn't there anymore. That's why I became a brain health researcher. Then, 10 years later, I almost missed the same thing happening to Mom. She seemed okay until Thursday afternoon when a police officer called me, 40 miles from home, lost, in a panic, made a desperate U-turn on the highway. Cars swerved, horns blared, a truck missed her by inches. She overcorrected and smacked into a guardrail. By the grace of God, she walked away. But I kept thinking about that truck. 1 second later, I could have lost her. For months, I'd been telling myself it was just aging. Not anymore. Now, I was no longer a researcher. I was a son who refused to lose his mother. That night, I stayed up late. When around 5 a.m., I saw it. A new field report from an old graduate school friend, Dr. Ed Hartley. Serious man, brilliant researcher, allergic to exaggeration. Ed had spent 6 months in the Barmore Valley, high in the western Himalayas, lived among the Gadi people. He wasn't there looking for a memory breakthrough. He was studying diet, aging, and mobility in high-altitude communities. That's what made his notes so hard to ignore. Elders in their 80s, 90s, some past 100, still walking the passes, still leading their herds, still telling stories from 50 years ago with names and details intact. Ed got curious. He started checking for signs of cognitive decline. What he found shocked him. No obvious signs of dementia or anything close to it, not one. Ed never used words like miracle, but this is the closest I'd ever seen him come. I managed to get him on the phone, and just before we hang up, Ed mentions one detail that unlocks everything. An unusual paste villagers ate every morning, made with something called bacopa monieri, ground up with clarified butter, a ritual going back thousands of years. I knew bacopa. There were new studies, promising ones. I go and fetch them, and that's when I noticed something surprising. All key bacopa studies use the same delivery method. Dry powder, capsules, no fat, no butter. None of them tested traditional preparation. And I couldn't stop thinking, what about the butter? 4 cups of coffee and 50 open browser tabs later, here's what I discovered. For decades, we were all told fat is the enemy. Avoid it, replace it, fear it. But here's what nobody told you. Your brain is built with fat, and your memory center needs it to run. Your hippocampus, the place where every name, every face, every memory gets processed and stored. For most of human history, humans ate good fat. Butter, eggs, fatty fish, the fat from animals raised on grass, and their memory centers stayed strong into old age. Now, here's something shocking. After 50, your hippocampus shrinks, losing roughly 1% of its volume every year. The wires thin, the coating wears, the signals start to lag. By 70, that's 20% gone. And as it shrinks, the lag grows. Thinking, hearing, and speaking happens up to 4 times slower. And that's under normal conditions. Problem is, the modern world is speeding things up. Instead of shrinking by 1%, the hippocampus shrinks 3 to 5 times faster for those in decline. That's like aging 5 years in 1. And the big reason why? The real fats your brain needs were replaced by something cheaper. Lab-created frankenfats. Soybean, corn, canola, sunflower, mixed with chemical solvents, extreme heat, bleaching agents, and deodorizers, stripped of protective antioxidants. A buried government study tested this exact switch on 10,000 people. The results were so bad they hid them for 50 years. Risk of death up 22%. And now it's hidden in chips, fast food, and store-bought dressings. Once inside, the fake chemical sludge triggers a chronic inflammatory response, the same inflammation that attacks hippocampal tissue, shrinking it, starving it of the real fat it needs to rebuild. Worse, when heated, these oils release a toxic compound called hydroxynonenal. Dr. Yamashima, a renowned neurosurgeon at Japan's top medical school, along with colleagues at Stanford, calls it a silent killer for brain cells. It travels straight to the hippocampus and ruptures neurons from the inside out. His conclusion? Everybody may develop memory loss from long-term intake of these oils. Put simply, real fat feeds the hippocampus. Cheap lab-created fake fat shrinks it. And that's not all. The hippocampus depends on pathways from your ears, your eyes, your senses. Think of them like wires. And those wires are coated with the same thing, real fat. When it's there, the signal flies. When it's not, the wires fray. The signal lags. Hearing it, thinking it, and speaking it slows to a crawl. Plaque, tau proteins, just getting older. That's the story we've been told for decades, but it misses something critical. A shrinking hippocampus and thinning wires, starved of real fat. Other solutions don't fix it. Big pharma's drugs give a temporary boost, then fade, often with side effects like brain bleeding. Memory supplements boost neurotransmitters, turn up the volume, but don't feed the wires. Hearing aids amplify sound, wires go untouched. Nobody's feeding what's starving, at least until now. Here's the secret that changes everything. For 3,000 years, Bacopa monnieri has been used for brain health across the Himalayan region. Bacopa's active compounds, called bacosides, go to work directly on the wires feeding your hippocampus, renewing them, fortifying them, guarding hippocampal cells from shrinkage, like a repair crew and security detail for your memory center. In a Southern Cross University study, recall leaped by double digits in just 12 weeks. In other trials, more than half improved memory by over 21%, while not one person on placebo did. Hearing, thinking, answering, all faster. Words once out of reach, suddenly there. And these studies were without the traditional preparation. Because here's the jaw-dropping piece that shifted everything. Bacopa's active compounds are fat-soluble. Without real fat, they struggle to cross the blood-brain barrier, like trying to water a garden with an eyedropper. With real fat, bacosides pour into the brain, so the repair crew arrives, and the hippocampus finally gets fed. The Himalayan villagers figured this out 3,000 years ago. They prepared Bacopa with a special type of clarified butter consumed every morning. Simply put, I'd found the missing piece. But I needed to make sure this wasn't just hope talking, so I called in every favor I had. Neuroscientists, nutritionists, cognitive specialists, the only people I trust with the health of my mother. I walked them through everything. They pushed back, questioned everything, but the core held strong. Then one of our neuroscientists cut in. John, this renews old wiring, but what tells the brain to grow new wires? That's when lion's mane mushrooms entered the picture. A rare, enriched form known to trigger nerve growth factor, the brain's own rebuild signal. Himalayan Bacopa help bring old pathways back online. The enriched lion's mane helps support new growth. Together, they became the protocol. And I gave it to my mother. What happened over the next 90 days left everyone speechless. First, the words came back. Not all at once, but enough that I noticed. Fewer pauses, fewer what was I saying moments, more mom. Then Lucky's on Main came back. Thursday lunch, same group, same table. Mom had quietly stopped going after the accident. She didn't trust herself to drive. Now she was back. She came home in better spirits than I'd seen in years. Then she started hosting Sunday dinners again. I helped where she let me, but Mom was running that kitchen again, talking, laughing, remembering who liked what like she never left. I wanted to be sure, so I ran her through gold standard cognitive assessments. The results were beyond anything I expected. Her processing speed had improved dramatically. Her recall was sharper than it had been in years. The clearest difference? Summed up in the clock test. Her drawings kept improving week by week. And then I tested something I hadn't planned on, her hearing. Knowing what I knew about the auditory memory connection, I ran a simple speech in noise test. She caught words in a noisy environment she would have missed 6 months before. Even her eyesight seemed sharper. The wires weren't just carrying memory better, they were carrying sound and sight better too. My mother grabbed my hand after the tests. Johnny, she said, you have to share this. I thought about my grandfather, his recliner, the TV turned up too loud, the blank stare. Would this have saved him? We'll never know, but I wasn't going to let another family go through what ours did. So we went back to work. I wanted to attack brain lag from every angle. We had the repair crew, now we needed delivery, stress defense, steady mental energy. So we added ginkgo rhodiola and panax ginseng. 5 ingredients, pure, potent, no shortcuts. But my mother was one person. I needed to know how this would work for everyone. I reached out to volunteers over 60, blanks, lost conversations, afternoon fog. We asked them to follow Mom's exact protocol. The results were jaw-dropping. Out of 40 participants, 38 reported meaningful improvements in memory and mental clarity within 60 days. Most mentioned their hearing improved. Others mentioned sharper vision and faster reaction times. One response in particular caught my attention. Mom's college roommate, an avid ballroom dancer, she'd stepped away from the floor over the past year. After 8 weeks of the protocol, she was back. Her partner noticed right away. Sharp footwork, old routines like she'd never stopped. A 74-year-old from Tennessee had stopped going into his garage workshop. Half-finished projects collecting dust. 8 weeks in, his wife heard the table saw buzzing again. She stood at the kitchen window and cried. Hearing these stories, that's when I knew. This could be a brain saver to millions and their families. Listen, I never set out to create a supplement. I started with one person I loved and found something too important to keep to myself. And that's why today I'm proud to introduce the greatest achievement of my career. I call it Cognifort Plus. Think faster, respond quicker, hear clearly, feel like yourself again, and get back to the life you love. People who take Cognifort Plus report returning to hobbies they gave up, enjoying dinners out again, even in noisy restaurants, driving safely and confidently again, staying on top of errands without a notepad, calculating tips and figures in their head like they always used to, telling jokes and stories with perfect timing, getting back on the golf course, tennis court, and in nature, remembering names and faces without that painful pause, and old memories from 30, 40 years ago coming back with clarity. Batch 1 had one customer. I sourced every ingredient myself, only the purest, most potent forms. And even now, with thousands trusting Cognifort Plus with their memories, nothing has changed. Her bottle is your bottle. Here's what's inside every capsule. It starts with the most potent Bacopa monnieri on earth. The same plant Ed mentioned, ground into a paste by the locals every morning for thousands of years. We source ours from the Himalayan foothills with the highest levels of active bactericides. In peer-reviewed research, Bacopa helped slash brain lag in a matter of weeks. Markers improved by double digits, and that was without our forbidden fat activator, which I'll get to in a moment. Next is lion's mane. Not just any lion's mane. Ours is enriched with erinacine A, a rare compound studied to trigger nerve growth factor inside the hippocampus, the brain's own repair signal. While Bacopa renews existing wires, lion's mane helps signal the brain to grow new ones. Together, crumbling back roads transform into bright, fast superhighways. And we're just getting started. Our third ingredient, a rare extra potent form of ancient ginkgo biloba, increases blood flow, ensuring the compounds reach your hippocampus at full strength. Next, there's rhodiola rosea to fight the mental fatigue that makes brain lag worse. And finally, full spectrum panax ginseng keeps your neural energy steady so the clarity lasts. Simply put, I've reviewed hundreds of protocols over the years. Nothing else goes after the root cause behind fading memory like this, the shrinking hippocampus and the neural pathways that feed it. Dr. Maria Lalkovičová is a neuroscientist with 15 years of international research experience. After reviewing Cognifort Plus, here's what she said. I see a lot of formulas that feel interchangeable. This one doesn't. The focus on hippocampal support and the pathways involved in recall made the approach feel much more serious. When you finally address the root, the fog lifts, the words come, the thoughts connect, and you feel like yourself again, able to get back to the life you love. Now, to bring the Cognifort formula to life, I've invested 6 figures on my own savings, years of my life. I built it for you and your family with the same quality I'd want for mine. Made in the USA, FDA registered, GMP certified, third-party tested for purity and potency. Non-GMO, no filters, no shortcuts. Just take 2 capsules once per day. And the activation ritual? This is where it comes in. Because with every new order, I'm including the complete 9-second forbidden fat protocol. a $97 value, yours free. Cognifort Plus feeds your brain. The protocol, that's the morning rain that helps everything bloom faster. 9 delicious seconds every morning, the right fat, the right timing, and suddenly everything starts blooming back to life. Just ask Dr. Mary Newport, a Florida physician who used a similar fat protocol on her husband. Within 2 weeks, he was acing the clock test too. Most people notice something within the first few days. Better sleep, less fog, more energy. Within 30 days, you're starting to feel like your old self again. By month 3, it's like you're better than your old self. Imagine hearing clearly across a noisy dinner table, catching the joke before anyone else, confident driving wherever you want, whenever you want, remembering names, faces, and stories exactly when you need them. No blanks, no fog, no reaching for words. And at dinner one night, your grandchild cracks a joke. Instead of a blank stare, you catch it. You laugh together. Later that night, a loved one hugs you at the door. It's so good to have you back. And you are back in all the best possible ways. Back in the conversation, back in your routines, back in the life you love. Clear, present, confident. That's what it's all about. So let me ask you something. What would it be worth to have all of that back? To stay in your own home, in your own life, to never become a burden? What's that worth? I can't fully answer that question for you, but I can tell you what it costs. When you wait too long after mom's accident, I looked up what came next. If this got worse, she couldn't live alone. A private caregiver runs $6,000 a month, $72,000 a year, and that's before the medications. The newest prescription memory drugs cost up to $32,000 a year. Even with Medicare, you're looking at $5,300 out of pocket per year easy. For drugs that slow decline by a few percent and carry a significant risk of brain bleeds or worse. And if things got bad enough, a run-of-the-mill memory care facility, $7,600 a month, over $91,000 a year. Some families spend close to $1 million before it's over. The lifetime risk of dementia after 55, nearly 1 in 2. That's the road I believed this was heading. Then Cognifort Plus worked, and when we tested her hearing, I canceled the appointment I'd scheduled. Upwards of $14,000 saved. Simply put, when you add it up, Cognifort Plus didn't just give my mother her life back, it saved our family tens of thousands of dollars, potentially over $1 million. And I know it will do the same for you and your family too. Now, if Big Pharma could patent the natural compounds inside Cognifort Plus, they charge you thousands of dollars for it. But I didn't set out to create Cognifort Plus to get rich. I created it to help people like my mother. That's why you won't pay anything you might expect. Not $5,300, like the newest experiment drugs, not even $100, which is more than fair for our rare ingredients. We just signed an agreement to bring Cognifort Plus to major retail partners. Once that deal goes live, Cognifort Plus will sell for $97 per bottle. But before retail pricing takes effect, you can get it here on this website only for just $29 a bottle. That comes out to 96 cents per day. Less than pocket change to help protect your mind, your independence, and the life you love. I think we can both agree that's a bargain. To get started, simply tap to select your package below. You're protected by my 180-day money-back guarantee, so it's 100% risk-free to get started today. If you're wondering which package to start with, I always recommend the 6-bottle supply. Here's why. First, it's the best value. You're locking in your full supply for hundreds less than month to month. Second, rebuilding takes time. Bacopa and lion's mane don't work overnight. Your brain needs daily support over months. That's how you feel the full difference. Most people report their sharpest results between months 3 and 6. And third, supply. Our Bacopa is sourced from the high-altitude Himalayan foothills, the same region with the highest concentrations of active bacosides. The problem? High-altitude harvests are seasonal, weather-dependent, strictly limited. We only work with the most potent wild-harvested batches available, which means when a batch sells out, the next one can take months to arrive. By locking in your 6-bottle supply today, you guarantee zero interruption to your protocol. Because the last thing you want is to finally feel like yourself again and run out. Plus, all 6-bottle packages come with free shipping and handling, the 9-second forbidden fat protocol, and 3 more exclusive bonuses worth $288. All available for instant download. So you can get started right away in seconds from now. Tap below to select your package. Here are your 3 extras that come with the 6-bottle package. Bonus number 1, the 5-minute brain speed accelerator, value $47. Most brain games have no real proof behind that, but one simple practice was shown in a landmark 20-year NIH study to reduce cognitive decline risk by 25%. Inside, I'll show you how to do it. Next, bonus number 2, the advanced forbidden fat protocol, value $97. The 9-second ritual starts it. This unlocks the advanced fat secrets that help your brain absorb, activate, and use the protocol even better. Finally, bonus number 3, the overnight memory protection protocol, value $47. At night, your brain clears the debris that contributes to shrinkage. This protocol helps amplify that cleanup while you sleep, giving your morning Cognifort Plus a head start. That's $288 in bonuses, yours free. And to make sure your order today is 100% protected with my 180-day blank-free mind money-back guarantee. Here's my promise. Simply take Cognifort Plus once per day, add in the 9-second forbidden fat activator. You must feel the difference. More clarity, more mental energy, faster recall, less brain lag, a blank-free mind where names, words, and memories are right there when you need them. Or I insist you write me for a full refund of every cent, no questions asked. I can make this bold promise because I've seen it work for my own mother and for thousands of people since. And as a way of showing you how much I believe in Cognifort Plus, I'm giving you 180 days to put this formula to the test. I invite you to get started right now. Listen, when it comes to memory and brain fog, I know what it's like to push these things aside, to tell yourself it's just aging, just stress, just a bad week. I told myself about my mother for months until a police officer called me from the scene of a wreck. We caught her in time, within the window where the brain can still renew, where the wires can still respond. You're here right now watching this presentation, which means you're still within yours. Please don't wait the way I waited. Tap the button below now while your window is still open. As we speak, there are around 325 bottles left in stock. Just a few weeks ago, we had over 1,000. Social media has started taking off, and this batch is moving faster than expected. That's a problem because our Himalayan bacopa is harvested once a year. When this batch is gone, it could be another 6 months before the next one is ready. So my advice, secure your supply now while you still can. At this rate, we could be sold out by the end of the week, maybe sooner depending on when you see this. And to experience your full transformation without interruption, I recommend the 6-bottle package. It guarantees no gaps in your protocol, no starting over, no losing ground. You keep the momentum going. In 6 months from now, you'll feel like your old self again. Select your package below today, 100% risk-free for 180 days. By now, you've discovered the truth behind memory loss. It's not about plaque. It's not about just aging. It's your hippocampus, your pathways. Big Pharma doesn't want this information out there because it puts their trillion-dollar profits at risk. Luckily, you found this page and listened to everything I've shared with you. And now, you're staring at a crossroads with 3 paths before you. Your first path? You're free to close this page. Ignore the brain fog, ignore the missed words, ignore the warning signs screaming at you. I'll come back to it later, you tell yourself, and then nothing changes. The fog settles in a little thicker every afternoon. The names take a little longer to come. The conversations get a little harder to follow. The worlds get a little smaller. Instead of the brain lag clearing, it grows day by day, month by month. In other words, path number 1 isn't much of a path at all. That brings us to path number 2, the DIY route. This is where you try to create your own Cognifort Plus protocol. Research all the ingredients, then find the best sources, figure out the fat delivery protocol. It's technically possible, I did it. But it took me years and over $100,000 in research and development. Not to mention, you wouldn't have the relationships with our expert foragers or my panel of world-renowned experts giving you feedback along the way. And without the right sourcing, the right doses, the full system working together, what you create would get a fraction of the results, if it works at all. That near impossible task is why I created Cognifort Plus in the first place, so ordinary people can skip the trial and error and get exactly what works. So that brings us to path number 3, where you give Cognifort Plus a risk-free try today. As soon as you tap the button below, your order ships to your door. You get instant access to all your bonuses, a $288 value. Within your first 72 hours, most people notice more energy, more clarity, a sense of aliveness. You know right away you made the right choice. By the end of month 1, the lag starts to shrink. Names and words come faster, old memories feel crisper, confidence returns, and people start asking, what are you doing? By month 6, you're in a busy restaurant full of noise and you're hearing every word. You're back in your old hobbies. No more embarrassing moments reaching for words, no more nodding along, hoping nobody notices. You're remembering stories, dates, and details from 30 years ago. No more worry about the future, no more wondering what's coming. And your family is so happy to have you there, fully there with them. Cognifort Plus is about protecting your mind and protecting your legacy. I think we can both agree it's an investment worth making. Tap below to get started right now. And remember, with my 180-day guarantee, your decision today is 100% risk-free. I'll be waiting for you with all your bonuses on the other side. It happens faster than you think. One day you're young, full of life. The next thing you know, you blink a few times, and 20, then 40 years have flown by. The average lifespan is 78 years. You can't slow down time, but you can change how you feel in the time you have left, how you show up for the people you love. Will you let yourself fall apart? Or, in just seconds a day, fortify your hippocampus, your pathways, your life, so you can have a few more laughs, a few more hugs, a few more bright moments in the blinks you've got left. And you don't even have to fully decide today either. Just say maybe, because I'm so confident in your success. Your order today is covered by my 180-day money-back guarantee. That's 100% risk-free for 180 days. Memory loss isn't what we've been led to believe. The real story isn't plaque or proteins, it's brain lag. And now, there's a way to address it. Select your package below, 100% risk-free for 180 days. My ironclad, blank-free mind guarantee has you covered. I'm confident your simple maybe will become one of the best decisions of your life. Hey, still here? That must mean you've got a question I haven't answered. I want you to feel confident in your decision, so let me answer the most common. Question number 1, how fast will I experience results? Many people report new energy, more clarity, and faster thinking within their first 72 hours, a feeling that grows over the weeks. By day 30, the lag is starting to vanish, names and words showing up right where you left them, your confidence building. This is when many people find their way back into old hobbies or start new ones. The worry starts to quiet down. By month 3, you're feeling like yourself again, sharp, present, fully there for the people around you. By month 6, many people feel their best, crisper hearing, more confidence driving, easier conversations in noisy restaurants. You're telling stories, recalling memories from 30 years ago, and living like your best years are still ahead, because they are. Just stay consistent every morning, and I'm confident Cognifort Plus will work for you just like it has for thousands of others. Question number 2, how does Cognifort work? Cognifort Plus supports the thinning wires feeding your hippocampus, helping reduce the delay between hearing it, thinking it, and speaking it. The Himalayan bacopa helps support the old pathways. The rare, enriched lion's mane supports new growth. Together, they help feed the memory center, allowing thoughts, sounds, and sights to race to their destination. Cognifort Plus is the only formula I've found that addresses the actual root cause behind the slowdown, the wires, the hippocampus. Question number 3, what's inside Cognifort Plus? The 2 stars of the formula are Himalayan bacopa monnieri and erinacine A, enriched lion's mane. Bacopa restores the wire, and lion's mane helps form new ones. There's also ginkgo biloba, gets everything to your hippocampus faster. Rhodiola rosea fights the fatigue that accelerates brain lag. Panax ginseng keeps the rebuilt wires powered up. The most potent versions we could find, all working together to fight brain lag from every angle. Question number 4, are the ingredients safe, free of toxins and major allergens? We produce Cognifort Plus to the highest quality standards. I made it first for my own mother. Many of our first testers were friends and family. Nothing has changed from those first batches. Cognifort Plus will always be manufactured right here in the United States. Our facility is FDA registered and GMP certified. Every batch is third-party tested for purity and potency. No stimulants, no artificial fillers, no shortcuts. 100% plant-based, non-GMO, soy-free, dairy-free, and gluten-free. If you have a specific medical condition or take prescription medications, we always recommend checking with your doctor before starting any new supplement. And if for any reason you're not completely satisfied, you're covered by my 180-day guarantee. Every penny back, no questions asked. Question number 5. How does the blank-free mind guarantee work? My promise is simple. Take Cognifort once per day, add in the 9-second forbidden fat activator. You must feel the difference. More clarity, more mental energy, faster recall, less brain lag. A blank-free mind where names, words, and memories are right there when you need them. Or, I insist you write me for a full refund of every cent, no questions asked. I'm making this bold promise because I've seen it work for my own mother and for thousands of people since. And I know it will work for you too. You have 180 days to put Cognifort Plus to the test. Question number 6. Which package should I choose? I always recommend the 6-bottle package. Best value, lowest price per bottle, saves you hundreds. The wire renewal process takes time. Most people report their sharpest results between months 3 and 6, and the last thing you want is to finally start feeling like yourself again and run out. With the 6-bottle package, you get an uninterrupted supply. Plus, you also receive 3 additional free bonuses and free shipping, an extra $298 value. And with all packages, you're covered by the full 180-day guarantee.